Hi everyone, welcome back. Welcome in if you're new. I was tapping into the energies for what this message is going to be for today. And the card Hidden Truths Unveiled came out. And then I heard right after that the words getting to the heart of the matter. And also getting to the root of the issue. So I'm going to go ahead and do my own style spread today so that we can get specific answers. I kind of wrote it down here. I like to share this with people that I'm reading for so they can kind of understand the structure behind a specific reading like this. So the first card's going to be the heart of the matter. The second card is going to be what's transcending, or what is the upward movement? What's ascending? What's transcending? The third card is going to be what's taking root. So what is the root of the matter, basically? And to this side is going to be the fourth card, and that's going to be our exit card. What are we leaving behind? What needs to be left behind in this scenario? And the fifth card is going to be the green light card. And this is going to be the how. This is going to be how we are getting to the root of the matter, how we're transcending, and how we're exiting to move forward. So there's that. I pre-shuffled these. So we're going to do the heart of the matter here. Gonna do we'll put this card off to the side right here on my heart. Maybe the heart of the matter is the hidden truth. So what's transcending? My workspace is a little small, so we'll figure it out. What's the root? I'll just kind of stack them up on each other. Our exit and our green light. So, first off, I want to just say that the root chakra definitely is coming through as well in all of this. I was looking for something to cover my little not armoire, what the hell? What is that called? Whatever, it's a footstool. There's a fancy word for it, but I can't remember it right now. It doesn't matter. But anyways, I was looking for something to cover this with. And I found this red bandana, fresh, brand new. I'm like, sweet, that'll work. And then my eye went up to my crystal here. Is a very special crystal. It was given to me by a very close loved one. It's my little angel heart crystal. But anyways, and then I like to play background music as well. Frequency music, to be exact. And one of the frequencies that I listen to on YouTube is it's crystal frequencies. And the very first one when I went to search that popped up is garnet, red garnet. And it is a frequency to help with the root chakra. So just wanted to share that little tidbit before we get started here, that the root chakra is definitely coming through as well. So let's go ahead and start. What is at the heart of the matter here? We have the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups is speaking to me of a new way of seeing things, and like a new wave of creativity. I just heard new wave of creativity. It's someone here is exploring with their intuition and discovering new possibilities with that. New positive, happy possibilities as well. And this is kind of coming in as a surprise to this person whoever this message is for. The Page of Cups is also kind of like a dreamer in a sense, and this person I'm speaking to is coming to the realization that with the right mindset, these dreams are actually coming into fruition. Even though it seems small right now, it's like a big time thing to this person, and it's just a new way of seeing things. My eyes being brought down to sensitivity here, the word on the card. It's a whole nother level of sensitivity when it comes to the intuition. And I'm hearing it's baffling sometimes, Spirit saying, but it's also exciting. So that's good. That's pretty cool. What's transcending here? Oh, the Ten of Swords. Things are ending. The old is ending. These deep wounds, these failures, are transcending. You're transcending this. You are in a position where you're no longer feeling defeated. You have alchemized your defeat into something brilliant. And this very well could have been very painful for you. A very painful shift. I'm hearing shift. But this is something that is being transcended. And through that, you're closer to your goal of ascension, is what I'm hearing. And then we have what's taking root. And I don't read upside downs. Sorry, I know a lot of people on here do. I don't. So, what is transcending? Or not transcending, what's rooting? My apologies. We got the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Truth, man. The Truth Bringer. Having clear boundaries. Knowing what the boundaries need to be. Knowing the truths that you hold within yourself. Sitting firmly with that. Being level-headed and having clarity. And being able to perceive things from different points of view, different vantage points. That's what's rooting here with all of this. With transcending this. And what currently needs to make an exit? The Ace of Pentacles. I'm hearing leaving the obsession about abundance in the 3D. Someone here is having a hard time focusing on other things rather than the 3D material wealth. And Spirit is asking them to release this, because the minute you do is the minute you turn into a magnet. Because the more you focus on it, the more you focus on what you don't have, it repels even more. And so that's why you're being asked at this time to exit that mentality. And that doesn't mean to give up hope for being wealthy and abundant. But it's just a way of flipping the switch on from repelling and turning it into an attracting. An attraction instead of a repulsion. And how are we doing this? The Hermit. Yeah, going within. Introspection. Truth-seeking. That's how it's going to happen for you. Definitely. The Hermit is also about independent way of living. perhaps the answer here as well is possibly going independent somehow. Like, I'm seeing a musician, take for an example, how the musician, this band is trying to make it in the big times. And they're under this label that is just completely mainstream and completely controls every aspect of the band, down to what songs they sing, And the minute that they decide to switch over into an independent label where they would have more freedom to work with this page of cup creativity, coming in and not having all those boundaries around them, they're able to free up the energies, because the world needs new. They need inspiring, and a lot of these, for going along with this example of the band with the label that is very mainstream, and a lot of it is controlled. It's controlled for a reason. They only want certain songs or a certain vibe being put out at the time in order to maintain control over a mass quantity of people, right? So when artists turn into an independent, this control is no longer holding them, and they're no longer being used by the entity of control. They're able to use their page of cups to better the world around them by bringing their inspiration to the masses. That's just an example. Maybe you're a musician, you're listening to this, I don't know, but that's what came through. I kind of want to get into a little bit more deeply of what these hidden truths are, and what's here at the root. What are these hidden truths being unveiled at this time, and how? Yeah, just that. We'll start with that. I tend to get a little too overcomplicated sometimes for spirit, but I'm gonna use my keywords deck and ask Spirit, what are some of these hidden truths that are being unveiled in this time for this person? What are things that they could use for a little bit more clarity at this time as well? We have family unity, strength. Rolling with the punches is what's standing out to me. Ease of movement. Another thing that's standing out to me on this card is the ambition protection. All of this ambition, all of this creativity is highly protected by the unseen. And that's something that, is unveiled, but it's being revealed to you currently. And you see that. And that's got to be a confirmation for you as well. And also with the rolling with the punches, that's part of the transcending of this energy here, this Ten of Swords energy, is not taking everything so personally and not holding everything so against yourself. And being able to roll with the punches as they come, because those punches are actually teaching you something in the long run. It's bettering you as you're going forward. Is there anything else, Spirit, about these hidden truths that are being unveiled at this time? Anything else that is at the root of the matter, whether it's in the heart of the matter? Oh, wow. A murky situation, more to be seen. Looking deeper. And that's what this Hermit is, looking deeper. It's soul searching. It's like, it's getting in there in the nitty gritty, in the deep dark depths, of your own personal underworld, really. And there's depression down there that's deep, I heard. That's what this Ten of Swords energy is. That's what's being transcended. And that comes with the freedom of your inspirations, being able to be independent through the Hermit, through this soul searching. Spirit says there is more to be seen. I've got, sticky situation, cutting things away in order to hold things together, fixing things. And flowers, happy, romance, springtime. So springtime to me is a renewal. It's a blossoming after a long winter, blossoming after this Ten of Swords, blossoming into the Queen of Swords energy. It's growth. It's watching things bloom and grow. Yeah, it says that right there. And it is. It's even with gardening. you cut things away in order to hold things together, but more so cut things away so that more can grow. I may not be speaking to a gardener per se, but in my own experience, and any gardener will say too, that especially when you're growing things like, for me, example is peppers right now. And I've noticed that my little pepper plants that I've grown from seed, they'll get one fruit on there, and I let it do its thing and ripen enough, but I snip it off relatively quickly. Why? Because I feel like my plants grow more fruit the sooner that very first thing is snipped off. That first fruit is snipped. And then, days later, I'll have 4 more peppers on that plant. So it's how you get things to grow, is sometimes by cutting things away. And that's where, the spiritual walk can get very riddly sometimes, You cut them away in order to grow more. Is there anything else, Spirit? So we've got lollipop. Sugar, something good and positive is coming in. Something exciting, an excellent opportunity. So with reaching this independence of your intuition and your creativity and knowing these truths that you know now, going into hermit mode, integrating, there's going to be opportunities coming in. And I heard very quickly. Yeah, all this sadness, all this depression, it's all going to be by the wayside pretty soon, if not already. We've got intuition, open spaces, inspiration. And that's another thing, when you cut things away, it opens up space for new to come in as well. Is there anything else, Spirit? I heard taking matters into your own hands. So this has got to be about someone that's struggling with maybe an authority over your ideas or what you're trying to put out into the world as far as your work goes. And maybe you're questioning, should I go ahead and just leave this corporate world and start my own thing? It's that kind of vibe. And Spirit is like, take matters into your own hands in that regard. That's definitely one of the next steps that needs to happen in order for growth. It's that cutting away of the authoritative figure or figures that you're subscribing to, really, and branching out on your own. And I just looked up at one of my little things I have written down. I write things and tape them to my walls sometimes, but I looked up at one and it says fear is just an energy, and energy can be changed. So this decision to leave whatever situation this is behind, it is very scary, definitely. But Spirit is coming in and saying that this is the one thing that it has to be done. You have to just be like the fool in the tarot deck and take that leap of faith. Believe not about yourself according to the ignorance of mass-minded opinions. See? I went to that one too. So you're surrounded by people right now that are thinking ignorantly, and they're using your gifts and your talents for the betterment of something that is very ignorant and very stale and just is not good. So that's the vibe that I'm getting here. Is there anything else, Spirit? I've noticed too that Spirit's bringing these cards out in a pairs of twos. So we had these two come out, these two come out, and then we had these two. Now we have two more. And these are going to be the final cards for this message. We've got party, celebration, food, drink, feed your body well, health and abundance, food for thought. So there's definitely, once this decision is made, once this leap is finally leapt, and you're breaking the chains of your own doubt, it's going to be time to party, man. I could feel that vibe. I could feel that. It's exciting. Like, it's going to be so liberating and so freeing that even just being at home in your own damn presence is going to be a damn party. And Spirit's going to be throwing it with you. And, yeah. And I get this card. It's eyes are watching. But so have caution, because you are being watched. You're being watched by the people that you're surrounded by right now. And they're waiting for your next move. They're waiting to see what you're going to do. And that there are issues. And that these people are not what they appear to be. So, with that being said, I wish you the greatest and most loving luck and abundance and blessings. And until next time, peace out.